Hello, welcome to Babaobaba channel. In the Marvel Universe, there are many kinds of items and equipment. Whether it's something that the character has invented, or whether it's at the cosmic level items. The items include weapons, magical items, and technological items. Though powerful in and of themselves, or the way the user uses them usually defines their greatness. So, today we will pick up one of Marvel's items. One of the powerful items in Marvel Universe, Mandarin's rings, to tell all guy about its history and abilities. Mandarin's ring consists of 10 rings that were Makluan pieces of technology, which each ring housed the spirit of a legendary cosmic warrior who died a long time ago, that trapped in a phantasmal state limited by their respective device. Each of these rings additionally possessed a quarantine AI for when the rings were separated from their wielders. These rings discovered by the Mandarin, in China at Valley of Spirits. After the starship of Makluan explorer Axinkar landed on Earth, and had to retreat to a cave in the Valley of Spirits after being fatally wounded by the scared natives of the land. When Mandarin discovered Axinkar and his ship, Mandarin finished him off with his sword without heeding his plea. And finally he took the 10 small cylinders for himself. Having found them similar in shape to rings, the Mandarin began to wear them as such, one on each of his fingers, learning how to use them and unlock their powers. The Mandarin learned how to utilize the rings for own personal use and make them respond to his personal commands. And when the Mandarin first wore all the rings together at the same time, the spirits within them managed to reach out to his mind and influence his thoughts, so his ultimate goal would be to resurrect them. Many years later, the Mandarin eventually decided to carry out their wishes. To that desire, he kidnapped his longtime adversary Tony Stark and forced him to create Titanomechs, powerful robots that might serve as fresh containers for the rings. However, only 3 Titanomechs were built and had rings inserted in them before Tony Stark, along with Ezekiel Stain, Living Laser, Blizzard, and Whirlwind, rebelled against the Mandarin. And finally, Tony Stark, using the Swarm, a cloud of nanobots developed by Resilient, the Titanomechs were destroyed. And for Mandarin, he was killed by Stain, who his failed attempt to build a Titanomech before Tony Stark, and falls under the control of Mandarin with the power of the ring. After that event, the rings were placed under S.H.I.E.L.D. custody in their weapons vault Omega. Not long after that, Iron Man brought to Earth the carts of the Rigelion Recorder 451. Unbeknownst to Stark, the robot began to transmit an alien frequency that reached the rings and altered them, upgrading their Makluan AI and granting them sentience. The AI's latent purpose to analyze the planet they were residing and try to help it achieve progress, combined with the hatred for Tony Stark inherited from the Mandarin. And that makes the rings escape the S.H.I.E.L.D. vault and parted ways to find individual hosts, and communicating with each other through a shared computational space called the Ring of Rings. The rings shows the hosts as follows. 1. A warlord who would name himself Lord Remaker. He's chosen by the Remaker Ring, aka Matter-Rearranger Ring. 2. The AIM-produced clone, Colin 60. He's chosen by the Influence Ring, aka Impact Beam Ring. 3. French fascist, Alec Eiffel. He's chosen by the Spin Ring, aka Vortex Beam Ring. 4. The Dark Elf, Malekith, is chosen by the Spectral Ring, aka Disintegration Beam Ring. 5. The Inhuman, Vic Cole. He's chosen by the Nightbringer Ring, aka Black Light Ring. 6. The Supervillain, Mole Man. He's chosen by the Daimonic Ring, aka White Light Ring. 7. A left-wing reporter called Abigail Burns. He's chosen by the Incandescence Ring, aka Flame Blast Ring. 8. A displeased Broadway director, Lightning Conductor. He's chosen by the Lightning Ring, aka Electro-Blast Ring. 9. The supervillain, Endotherm. He's chosen by the Zero Ring, aka Ice Blast Ring. 10. The Purpot's fiancé, Mark Kumar. He's chosen by the Liar Ring, aka Mento-Intensifier Ring. When Malekith receiving his ring, he learning of the existence of other 9 rings. That make Malekith decided to hunt down his fellow ring holders and take their rings for himself. So, Iron Man, who was wanting to stop Malekith's plans, he traveled to Svartalfheim in order to retrieve Malekith's rings. And finally, Malekith's unexpected stratagem prompted the other ring holders, which consist of Alec Eiffel, Colin 60, Vic Cole, Moleman and Mark Kumar to work together against him, for which they arrived at Svartalfheim and confronted Malekith. Final result: by reverse engineering the technology of the rings he had obtained, Stark created a master ring to ease the labor of taking the rings from their bearers. With the help of Abigail Burns, Stark captured the remaining rings. For each ring has the following abilities. 1. Remaker Ring, worn in the right thumb. This ring can manipulate the atomic and molecular structures of matter, such as transform the surrounding air into a toxic gas or rearrange costume and alter appearance. However, it cannot transmute elements or affect objects encased in force or energy fields. 2. Influence Ring, worn in the right index finger. This ring can generate and project various beams of concussive force, such as project blasts of concussive energy and project waves of high-intensity sound. 3. Spin Ring, worn in the right middle finger. This ring can cause the air to move about at high speed in a vortex. The vortex can be used as an offensive weapon, as a means of levitating objects, or as a means of propelling the ring's wearer through the air. 4. Spectral Ring, worn in the right ring finger. This ring can project a beam of energy capable of destroying the bonds between the atoms and molecules, causing inanimate objects to disintegrate. 5. Nightbringer Ring, worn in the right little finger. This ring can create an area of darkness that generates a malleable darkness for a variety of uses, presumably using dark force energy to do so. 6. Daimonic Ring, worn in the left thumb. This ring can generate and manipulate various forms of electromagnetic energy, such as generate bursts of high-intensity light to blind opponents, encase opponents in a field of heavy gravity and pinning them to the surfaces, and project holographic illusions that can produce multiple images to confuse an opponent. 7. Incandescence Ring, worn in the left index finger. This ring can project blasts of infrared to produce flame or ignite combustible materials that described as either containing a star or releasing flames from a portal open to the heart of a star. 8. The Lie Ring, worn in the left ring finger. This ring magnifies users' psionic energies, allowing them to mentally manipulate the thoughts and actions of others, such as generate illusions within the minds of others. These illusions are very realistic and are capable of affecting all of the senses, that is vision, hearing, taste, touch and smell, and psionically manipulate the minds of others, temporarily paralyzing them. 9. Lightning Ring, worn in the left middle finger. This ring can generate and project blasts of electrical energy it taps into electricity on a planetary scale. And final ring, Zero Ring, worn in the left little finger. This ring can project waves of intense cold and ice, including trapping foes in ice blocks and sheaths, originally described as reaching near absolute zero.